Welcome. Today we want to look at some commercial vehicles and how we could manufacture these vehicles using a common platform and a common cockpit. Cockpit is where the driver and front passenger would sit. And we've come up with 5 vehicles, which I think you'll enjoy. The platform is the chassis of the vehicle, strength of the vehicle, and the chassis in an electric vehicle contains the batteries, the motors, the electrical circuitry, inverters and so on, heat pump, and the electronics. All of this comes built into a chassis. The cabin on the other side is the front of the vehicle, which we have customized to be very spacious, good view, but it's comfortable like a car, even though these are commercial vehicles. Very, very comfortable, very, very big, excellent visibility. And we will see how we use this one cabin or cockpit for the 5 different types of vehicles. So the 5 commercial electric vehicles we're going to look at today are a medium-sized pickup, and we've shown it with a tipper body as well as a regular flat back body, a standard 9-seat minivan, a high-top 11-seat minivan, comfortable, a panel van for cargo, and a raised roof luxury 9-seat minivan. So those are the vehicles we're going to briefly introduce you to. In this example, we combine our platform and our cabin or cockpit with a tipper body to create a pickup which has a full-size body for storage, more than typical cabin space, seats 5 people, and yet is a few feet shorter than a traditional pickup and much lighter. This is an example of how electric trucks should be. There's no need for this big old trunk at the front of the pickup. This is the base unit for our minivans. Seats 9 people comfortably. Can be can be squeezed to more people if you use smaller seats. But this is a replacement for these minibuses that you see on the road, which are used for taxis. Very, very sturdy, very reliable base unit. This type of van is called a high top because the roof is raised higher than a normal van of that size would be. And this is really for aesthetics and for those who are slightly claustrophobia. Now this seats 11 persons in comfort. It's a luxury vehicle, very nice to sit down in, right? And it would be used, for example, for VIPs and tourists who come in with their luggage and baggage. So this is the high top minivan or van. For this minivan, we call it the raised roof or the raised top minivan because it's similar to the standard unit. It's just at the front, there's a bulge above the first few seats where persons coming in won't hit their head on the ceiling, and it gets lower as you go towards the back of the bus. This is also another luxury type of bus, not as expensive as the high top, but just as luxurious. And this one seats 9 people comfortably. Again, you can change up the seating arrangement to pack more people in there if you need to, but this is another option that pedestrians, consumers have. Our version of the panel van is pretty unique. Seats only 2 because it's really designed for company or corporate use. Deliveries of boxes, barrels, containers, what have you. The roof is high, it's as high as the high top actually, but it's all panel. There's no windows at the sides except for at the front where the driver and the passenger seat are. Right, so it's designed for short to medium runs where you have deliveries to make and you just need a panel van to pack in those boxes and get the job done. We have designed what we believe is an appropriate factory for making electric vehicles. This factory that we have is made up of 4 assembly halls. Each assembly hall can make 4 different model vehicles at the same time. In addition to the 4 assembly halls, we've included a administrative building or an administrative block, a 5-story block. And this is where most of the action is going to be because electric vehicles are more like cell phones on wheels and they contain a lot of software, and a big part of your electric vehicle is the software programming that is going to run the vehicle and also interface with you, the driver, or the users of the vehicle. And that requires programmers, IT personnel, engineers, scientists, a wide range of skill sets to get that done. But the factory that we have, as we said, has lots of parking so that we can store the assembled vehicles when completed. It has its own dormitory because we plan to have a 24-hour operation, and not always will your staff be able to go home. It has its own recreation area with its own cafeteria where all the meals will be eaten in the cafeteria and not in the assembly hall or the administrative building. It comes with its own playing field. I show a football field here, right? And it is a complete self-sustained environment designed for work. So you're saying to yourself, how can a small, undercapitalized Jamaican company possibly produce these types of high quality electric vehicles, cutting edge, state of the art software, state of the art communications, state of the art safety features? How can we do it? And we can do it because in the world of electric vehicles, there's a trend towards some manufacturers in the bigger countries um, focusing on making, as we said before, the platform. That's the heavy engineering part. That's where the battery chemistry comes in. That's where the motors technology comes in. That's where the inverters come in. All of the stuff which the average person doesn't even understand. But once you have the platform, you add into it. And then this is where we can come in. This is where we have many designs, many ideas. We're going to come up with a fleet of commercial vehicles next. So look out to that one. And we can then add to their platforms our ideas. Does two things, because what we find is that most EV manufacturers are stuck in the old school. They say that they design the vehicles to look like gas engine vehicles because people are comfortable with those looks and styles. But this is the 21st century. It's time we move out of our comfort zones and get into the future. And I think this is where RADIMAR technologies can make a huge impact. You have any ideas? You have any contacts? You have any links? Feel free to contact us. Information is displayed on this page. My name is Rudy Robinson. I'm an engineer, an industrial engineer actually, and I have worked for many decades with other engineers on a variety of projects. And we've come to this conclusion. And I believe we can make a major impact in this transportation technology sector, which many people assume will just be for a few companies located in a few countries. It's going to be very different for the electric vehicles. So stay on board for the ride. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to share. But remember, the ideas and where they came from are our ideas and our technologies. Once again, thank you.